I'm so excited to share that I've officially opened my own real estate brokerage in Chicago, Showcase Chicago Realty. And this exciting news, and I'm so excited for this next chapter. After more than a decade in real estate, I've changed how I approach this business. The way that I work, the way that I lead, the kind of services I believe in. It's all evolved. I spent years building this career one relationship at a time. No shortcuts, no chasing numbers, just showing up and doing the hard work. It's exciting, it's a little scary, but honestly, it feels like it's been a long time coming. And let's see what comes next. So in today's episode, I'm so excited to have Lane Chesebras be co-hosting this episode with me today. Lane is a colleague of mine in the industry, and I'm just so grateful that you're here, and thank you for agreeing to do this.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to be here. It's a big day, so I'm honored to be a part of it. And we've known each other for over 2 years now. I've been in the business 10 years. You've been in the business a bit longer, so it's going to be a good conversation.
Yeah, and we're veterans now.
That's right. We earned the status. So.
It was a no-brainer when I thought, who can co-host this episode with me? Yeah. It was Lane. So thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. So you've got some big news to share with us. What is it?
I'm so excited to share that I've officially opened my own real estate brokerage in Chicago, Showcase Chicago Realty. And this exciting news, and I'm so excited for this next chapter.
Well, and you've had the Showcase Chicago brand for a while, but now starting your own brokerage. Why in this moment did you decide to do that?
You know, it just felt like the natural next step. I have had a lot of real estate professionals reaching out for mentorship, support, and guidance. And it felt like the right move to kind of build that brokerage and support my partners and my team, and to expand and see where this Showcase Chicago brand and realty goes.
So very exciting times for you in the business. But what does the brokerage mean to you personally and professionally?
I think personally, it reflects kind of my journey. I've started off from very humble beginnings, and to be at this place, 12 years in my career, to taking this big leap and to be the leader of something in the way that I am. I'm very grateful and proud of myself. Especially considering where I've come from. Professionally, it's more about, elevating my relationship-focused business. I think there are different ways people run this business, and it's all about, providing the best support and to build a culture that really reflects my values, which is, relationship first, and to build authentic connections and partnerships.
So building off of that point, what is it that sets apart Showcase Chicago Realty as it is from other brokerages now?
There are transactional brokers, and then there are relational brokers. I think that, and not to say that that's wrong or there's a right or wrong way to do it, it's the path that I chose.
Sure.
But I think that there are a lot of people who spend hours on end chasing cold leads or, wasting hours on end kind of reaching out to people that don't want to talk to them. I am so proud to say that I've built this business out of literally 100% word of mouth referral. And not many brokers can say that, right? They're either paying for leads or, spending their time cold calling and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So that really is a reflection of the relationship first approach that I have, and that people are really trusting me, sending me more referrals, and working with me multiple times. And it's something I'm very proud of. And yeah, it's exciting.
So you mentioned that your business is very heavily reliant on referrals and really people knowing you and your network and understanding your skill set. With that in mind, who are your favorite clients to work with at this stage in your career?
I would say that my favorite clients to work with are, number one, property sellers. I love looking at the data. I love crunching the numbers. I love staging a property in its best possible way so that my clients profit the most amount of money. And so certainly sellers are a top one. And then additionally, I have such a passion for investors and working with multifamily clients who, build a portfolio. So, a lot of my investors do 2 to 4 unit buildings, and they'll own several throughout the city and to kind of build their portfolio that way. Mm-hmm. But just recently I started working with a new investor. First time purchase was a year ago. We just purchased their second one. Oh, wow. And I definitely have a passion for those multifamily investor clients.
So you mentioned this, you have a client recently that has purchased 2 multi-units in a very short period of time. Did they utilize a primary residence loan to kind of offset that down payment, or what was their approach?
They are actually buying 2 flats. Currently, these first 2 investment properties, one was purchased by the girlfriend, if you will, and she bought it with FHA financing, actually, which, if you don't know, that means you have lower down payments and you're using it as a primary residence. Then the boyfriend bought his own 2 flat and also is claiming it as his primary residence and was able to put an FHA down as well. As they continue to build equity and maybe pull out funds from that equity in the next few years to continue to buy more, maybe more of a commercial loan versus a primary residence type of financing. But that's how these particular clients are starting out.
Real estate is often looked at as a business where no 2 days are the same. With you being in the business this long and now reaching this stage of your career, is there a particular story or example where you were able to utilize your market expertise in helping a client kind of attain their goals in the business?
Yes, I actually really love this story. Just recently, this is a new client of mine. I was at a family event or a friend's event, and this young woman came up to me and said, "Hey, I bought an investment property that I don't think was the investment I thought it was."
Good start.
Great start, right? So, I said, "Okay, great. Let me get your phone number. I'll call you on Monday and we'll talk through it." I called her on Monday. She's like, "All right, I had my contractor by. It was $16,000. The issue is fixed." Said, "Great." Well, she's like, "Well, can you rent out these units for me?" I said, "Of course, that's part of what I do. I list rental properties for my investor clients all the time." So I said, "Great, let's have lunch. Let me get the keys because I have to assess the property before I can list it for rent." Also, I'll add, I kind of knew this property previously because I had another investor client who was interested in potentially going to see it. And I told them to run as fast as they could.
So you're doing pretty well already.
I had known this property already. I hadn't seen it in person, but all the red flags were there.
Okay.
And so I go to this property, and I got to tell you, I think this is a reflection of my relationship-focused first approach. Like, I walked in, and I felt devastated for this client. Like, the examples. The very first thing that I walked into was on the front porch of the second floor unit. The flashing had fallen off the roof and was sitting on the front porch. Like, that could have fallen on the tenant's head.
Yeah.
The back porch of this property was pulling away by about an inch or half inch, let's say. They sold it to her as a duplex up for the second floor unit. And the way that you get to that duplex up was going to the back porch that had no air conditioning, no heating, and it was an extra bedroom and bathroom. So I was like, poor girl, this is not good. And one thing I'm good at, or I love to do, is be very direct. It's very important for me not to, sugarcoat something for someone. Like, you need to know what's happening. Whether that costs me a deal or not, like, you got to be in integrity.
Sure.
Right?
Well, that kind of reflects your long-term approach to the business, where you're trying to earn the trust of your clients and knowing they can come back to you as other issues might come up down the road too, right? So,
absolutely. Yeah. I gave her a call and I had to just break the news to her. I was like, this is bad. You paid significant amount of money for this, way more than market asked for. I crunched all the data for the rentals on the condition they were in, on the condition they should have been, as well as what it would cost to sell and to lose, right? Ultimately lose money.
Yeah. Which nobody wants to hear.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
And here this new investor who thinks, oh God, this is great. I can rent it out and make some money. But I told her, either you sell it at $100,000 to $150,000 loss.
Oh, wow.
Or you put $100,000 or $150,000 into it. I mean, we're talking about even the siding of the property had holes in it. They painted it black and it was bubbling because as heat hits siding and that's painted black, it bubbles, it expands and contrasts. Like, all the siding needs to be redone. So in the end, I gave her all the data. I had one of my personal contractors come by the property, and when he walked out, he gave me a call. He was very diplomatic in the consult. He was very diplomatic. But when I went outside to the car, he calls me. He's like, "Michael, what the beep? like, I don't think I should swear, but like, you know what he said.
Mm.
And I was like, I know. And that's when I think she really understood the gravity of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
When I had my contractor come by and really say, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
she really understood. So at that point, we went through the data and she chose to keep it. And she put the money into it.
So she decided to pour money back into it, even though at this point you've explained to her, look, you already overpaid for the product and I can't rent it in its current condition, right? How did you all come to that decision where it made more sense for her to almost reinvest into the property, knowing that long term, I guess the value would be there for her and in the immediate, the rents would help support that investment? Or how did you all talk that through, I guess?
I think, for this particular client, there were many factors that I won't get into in particular here, but it really came down to the numbers and really wanting to be an investor. Just made the wrong choice in the beginning.
Sure.
Had maybe representation. And again, I don't want to speak ill of my colleagues out there who are in this industry. But in the end, it came down to the numbers and her wanting to hold an investment property for her, for her personal situation. But she knew she had to do it and either sell it at a loss and share that with people or do the work. And in the long run, maybe in 10 or 15 years, it's going to take some time to recoup that loss. And thankfully, this particular client, they're doing okay. Of course, they're cautious of spending money and things of that nature. But in the end, we did rent it out and we have some good tenants in there now. It's up to standards. I had her redo the entire kitchen. I had her take a bedroom from the second floor and make it a true duplex up. So we removed the bedroom and we made it a true duplex up.
So you have the interior staircase now?
Interior staircase, which makes it like you can claim that as a duplex up.
Yeah, for sure.
So in the long run, it will be an investment that she will hold. And I think she wants to, no, I'm pretty sure she wants to buy more investment properties now that she has the right support that is not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be very direct and say, this is what it is.
And I feel like real estate investing is one of those, not trial by error, but you really have to be in the moment and in the business and experiencing it to know what you're going to look for the next time around and to get more comfortable, I guess, with the process. So
absolutely.
It seems like this first one taught a number of lessons.
Yes. Where I have my other investor client who he had been working and investing for a long time, buying flips and doing some amazing work. He does, really good contracting work that I'm so grateful that he does with care and quality. But when I first met him, he had done it for years. I met him, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. We have now done multiple transactions together. And someone who normally represents themselves, you know what I mean? That didn't rely on a real estate professional. He has used me multiple times over in the last few years. And I think that's a testament to what I bring to my investors, right? And really assessing and getting the right negotiating skills, especially in this market when inventory is what it is. And you really have to have a strategy. You really have to know what's working in this market to make a deal happen, So I'm really grateful for that investor. And I also love that he knows his numbers.
And does quality work, it sounds like, too.
Yes, and he does good work, which is kind of, you need to be in integrity. If you do good things come back to you. And there's a way to make money that is done with integrity in a good way. And it's going to come back to you.
And that's why we have Showcase Chicago Realty.
Absolutely.
There it is. So you mentioned that you've worked with a number of investors of late and more recently working with a young investor who's just getting started and helping advise in that process. Is there a typical profile that you find that you work with most regularly in terms of the clients that you serve?
While I work with all types of clients, I do find that I tend to attract a lot of strong female clients. I know that's crazy, but for example, so I have 2 clients who, one purchased the condo in a 200 plus unit building. And it's not like she purchased the biggest condo in the building or the most expensive. It was a 1-bedroom in a very large building, and she became the president of the association.
She came in with a bang.
So I had rented her 2 units in the building previously, and then she loved it so much that she bought a property in it. And to add to that, we then sold that condo and then helped them support them in buying a single family. So we did 5 transactions together.
Wow.
I met her literally a month into this career. Literally.
Well, and there's repeat clients, and then there's 5 transactions with one person or one client is
Exactly.
That goes beyond repeat, right? Like that's
It
unusual.
really does.
Yeah.
That's a lifer.
Exactly.
And I thank them all the time for the trust, and like, it obviously reflected. But yeah, she became the president, and she made some changes happen in that building. And then I had another female client who bought in like an 18-unit building, who also became the president. So I'm not sure what it is about me. I'm sure I'm fabulous, but
goes
I may
without
not
saying.
use that,
Right?
we may not use that.
So it's not just that you work with strong female clients, you also work with HOA presidents quite a bit.
Exactly.
That's where they end up.
And that gives me a leverage to like, know about what's happening in the background and what we can expect, and have someone to call, be like, hey, this is happening at this building.
Yeah.
What's your inside scoop? So yeah, I can certainly go into segues about HOA issues, but.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like these are larger buildings, or at least one of them was a really large building. But, in working with clients, the HOA can be such a impactful part of the living experience, right, where you're at. And so getting involved, whether you want to or not, sometimes is in your best interest, right? So.
Well, yeah, you're buying into a collective, and everyone has a vote, and you want to be at that table. You want to be in the room and help make those decisions. There's a lot of issues out in condos, especially right now in the city of Chicago, and you have to be in the know, and you have to help support to make those transactions easy. And the resale in that building needs to be attractive. So it's really important for you to be in those condo meetings and have your vote and your voice be heard.
So we actually met just about 2 years ago. I'm realizing it's more than 2 years now. It doesn't feel like that long ago, but in that period of time, we met at a managing brokers class. You have gotten your managing broker's license and now opened up your own brokerage in a very short period of time. Where do you see Showcase Chicago in the next 2, 5, 10, 15 years as you look down the road?
I don't have an exact concrete answer to that. And I want to say it's like, I'm not sure, but I'm certain I know what I want it to look like as it continues to evolve. I certainly don't want to be the biggest brokerage in the city of Chicago. I want to be the brokerage that's there for the right people. And so as I continue to, say yes to things, expand my portfolio of clients, work with more investors, and certainly build a partnership, team that really is not the biggest team in Chicago. That's not what I'm looking for. It's really an intimate space with the right culture, with the right team to support one another and support our clients, again, with a high level of integrity and care and directness, for sure. And to, don't go for the quick sale, go for the long-term reward of that relationship. Currency in this situation is the relationship. And I think that is a value and something I want to make sure I demonstrate to my team. And so in 10 years, I think I'll have a handful of great clients and great agents, certainly a ton of clients that are going to recognize our quality of our work, and it'll speak for itself. And yeah, well, I'm excited to see where it grows. I think saying yes to things is a big part of where I am at in my life and where I've come from. So.
Yeah, and it seems like without knowing where it's going to take you, you already know what you're going to be committed to, right? Which is what you've already established the Michael Reyes brand as, and that commitment to your clients. Sounds like you have an interest in maybe mentoring newer agents and or veteran agents as part of this process. And so why is it so important to you to take on that ownership of not only your brokerage, but also a team lead or a mentorship role?
I love that commitment. It's certainly a commitment to what I'm already doing. I think that rings really true for me. It's something I committed to 12 years ago, not knowing where it would take me.
Right. Without the crystal ball.
Yeah, I had no idea where it was going to take me. It felt right. And I really am proud to say that I'm a leader now, and that I'm at a place where I can educate people and to evolve an agent, a veteran or a new agent, in different ways, right? Certainly 12 years in, it's a different thing they need either side of that. But to be a leader is it means that I've accomplished something. I have built something that I never thought imaginable. Or, I never thought this could be the truth of what I'm doing and where I'm at, and the level and the quantity of people that trust me with this really big thing. So I'm just going to continue to be committed to that, and to be proud of this business, and to work hard and always show up with care and integrity.
So with the new brokerage in mind and the same quality of work still existing in your brand, how can folks reach out and, get a chance to both work with you and also pick your brain about the business, whether they're agents or potential clients?
I would say the first would be to go to my website. Actually, that's completely not true. I think the first would be to call me, text me anytime, and then go to my website. And I'm actually really proud that I'm working on making sure that my website is kind of a really good landing page for all the outlets, all the social media outlets. I do a lot of video, a lot of obviously podcasts. So it's really, certainly go to my website and, but first call, text, email, anytime.
By any means.
By any means, reach out. And I think you can expect to have really personable, not one size fits all service. And then for my clients, you can expect the highest level of care, and integrity and support with your real estate and your investments. So certainly you can expect that from me and the team that I'm building. And for brokers who might be looking to, veteran or new brokers who might be looking for something like this, something that is relationship driven and supportive and, help you evolve in this industry, reach out and let's get to work. Let's make it happen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Showcase Chicago podcast. If I can support you with your real estate needs, you can search Showcase Chicago or Michael Reyes on all social media platforms or go to www.showcase-chicago.com. Until next time, continue to live your best life. I'm Michael Reyes of Showcase Chicago Realty. Thank you for listening.